Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to give a step-by-step tutorial on how to apply vinyl to a mug. I know a lot of people were gifted a Cricut machine for Christmas, and this is just a great beginner project to start with. These make great gifts and you can personalize them however you like for any occasion. I found this mug at Target and I thought it was so pretty with the ombre effect. They have several other colors as well. I also love to look for drinkware at the Dollar Tree to personalize with my Cricut. They just have a lot to choose from. When choosing vinyl for your mug, you'll want to pick adhesive permanent vinyl. Some vinyl have way better quality than others, and I will tell you my go-to choices. I personally don't love Cricut's vinyl, and I don't use it too often. In today's video, I'm going to be using Tech Wrap Craft Vinyl. They have beautiful and unique vinyl options. My other favorites are Starcraft brand. I purchased that from 143vinyl.com and it's excellent quality. My other go-to is Oracal 651 and you can purchase that at Michael's. This specific Tech Wrap vinyl is called Metallic Satin Chrome, and look how beautiful it is. I think when I opened up the packaging, I gasped out loud because it is so pretty. Also, Tech Wrap was kind enough to give me a discount code that you can always use on any of their products. It's Kayla in all caps, and you get 5% off. So if you decide to purchase, make sure you use that discount code. Before I go into Cricut Design Space, I'm going to measure my mug. I want to show you this quickly too because it's such a game changer. It holds your mugs while you apply vinyl, and it has 3 adjustable widths to fit lots of different mugs and tumblers. So it just makes it a lot easier, and you can buy it on Amazon. I'll link this down below as well. When measuring my mugs, I use one of those sewing tape measures. I almost always go off of the width. It looks like 3 inches will be good for this design. When I make my image 3 inches in Design Space, I let it automatically adjust for the height. After I do that, I usually double check with my mug that the height will work for it as well. I'm also going to clean my mug with rubbing alcohol. This is a step I wouldn't skip. It cleans the surface of the mug and gets any dirt off so the vinyl will stick much better. This really helps with the longevity of the vinyl on the mug. I'm in Cricut Design Space, and for my design for my mug, I'm actually just going to use fonts. You can obviously grab images as well. There's several places that you can get images. You can use Cricut Design Space images. I have Cricut Access, so there's tons to choose from. You can also search for images online. I also have a Creative Fabrica membership and get most of my fonts and SVGs from there. And when you're looking for images, you'll want to look for SVGs. I want my mug to say Hello Sunshine, and I'm going to be using 2 different fonts. I'll click on text, then I'll go up to font, and I'm going to go over to system because I'm using fonts that I have already downloaded. The first one I'm using is Rainbow. It's actually the first one. I think I downloaded this from Creative Fabrica. I can leave any links down in my description box if you're interested in these. I'll just click on it, then click out. And this one I'm going to type in Sunshine. For my next font, I'll just click on text again, and I am going to type in Blueberry. I think this one was from Etsy. I find fonts all over. Dafont.com has a ton of free fonts, so I would definitely check that out as well. I'll just click on this, and I'll type in hello in all caps. It's fun to do different fonts sometimes, especially like a script font with just a regular font. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger and I'm going to place it inside of Sunshine. I think that looks really cute. I'm going to size this in a minute, but if I were to click on make this, it wouldn't line up just like that. So usually you need to attach, but with a script font, I'm actually going to unite it together and I'll show you why. I'm going to zoom in here. When you have a script font, it's really easy to see it with the N and the S here. You can see a line going down. A lot of times it's going to cut like that. If you hit attach, it'll keep it like this, but you need to unite it. You can also weld, but if you weld, you can't go back and change things after you've saved your project, so I always unite. So what I want to do is select both of these. You can go in the layers panel and hit shift on your keyboard and select both. But for me, it's a lot faster just to drag my mouse over both and you can see in the layers panel that it selected both of them. Then I am going to come down to where it says combine, and I will select unite. Now when I zoom in, you can see that there's not a line going down there. You can see it just flows right into the next letter. Now I need to size this, and I decided 3 inches would be good for the width, and it makes the height 1.377 inches. I'm using a goldish vinyl color, and I could change it to a yellow or gold in here, but since I'm only using one vinyl sheet, I don't have to do that. If I were to use different colors, then you will want to select those colors, but I'm just going to keep it like this, and I'll click Make It. I'm using my Cricut Maker 3, but you can use any of your Cricut machines for this. I had to select a matte because I'm not using Cricut Smart Material, I'm using my own vinyl. I don't need to mirror or anything because this is adhesive vinyl, and I'll hit continue. For my cut setting, I am just going to use vinyl. I like to put the whole roll of vinyl on my mat. I think so many people like to measure it and cut it before, but for me, it's always been the easiest just to throw the whole thing on the mat. You'll want to place it in the top left corner. I also like to use a brayer tool to push it into the mat. This helps make sure it stays in place while the Cricut is cutting out the design. And I'm using my green standard grit mat. I use this for all of my vinyl projects. I press the blinking arrow to load the mat into the machine. Once the start button blinks, then I press that as well, and the Cricut will start cutting out my design. When it's done, I press the blinking arrow to remove the mat from the machine. Then I take the vinyl off of the mat. A lot of times I like to bend my mat backwards to remove the vinyl, but with this roll, it was kind of easier just to pull it straight off. Then I take my scissors and cut around the design. Next, I weed out the excess vinyl. When doing this with adhesive vinyl, it can be tricky. It can be easy to weed out something you want to keep, so I recommend just doing this slowly. You can use the Cricut weeding tool, but I really like my pen tool. It makes it really easy to get those tiny pieces, especially inside of the letters. Next, I'll be adding transfer tape to add this vinyl to the mug. There's so many options out there. I have tried tons and tons, but this is now my go-to. It's Caesar brand. It works so well. It picks up the vinyl easily. It lets go of it easily. It's clear. It has grid lines. So I love it. I would highly recommend it. You'll want to take the backing off of the transfer tape, and you'll have just that clear piece. Then you'll want to place that over the entire vinyl design. After that, you'll want to scrape it down really well because you want the vinyl to pick up onto the transfer tape. And the key here is to turn it around and scrape the back of it. I don't know why, but it makes a huge difference in having the vinyl pick up onto that transfer tape. Another huge tip here is to remove the backing, not the front. And if it starts to pick up anywhere, as you can see there, place it back down and scrape that area again. After doing that, try to remove the backing again. I like to do this slowly as well. Now you're ready to apply your vinyl all in one piece onto your mug. I line it up as best as I can in the center and try to make it straight. I also like to press down on the center first, then work my way out. Some designs can be tricky on a curved surface like a mug, so what you can do is cut slits in the transfer tape when you apply it to the mug, and it makes a huge difference. It kind of releases that transfer tape so you can apply it easier. After pressing down on the vinyl, I can remove my transfer tape. For washing instructions, you do not need to seal this at all. It is permanent, but there are a few things that will help it last much longer. Vinyl has to cure to the surface, so if you wash this right away, it is going to seep under it and not last as long. So I would wait 24 to 48 hours before washing it. These also cannot go in the dishwasher. It just gets way too hot and it will take the vinyl off, so you'll want to hand wash it. Following all of the application process and care instructions, the vinyl should last for several years. This mug just looks super, super cute. I had so much fun creating it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I hope you found this video helpful. I would also love it if you are a Cricut user, if you subscribe to my channel if you are new.